So we've got a dewy morning here this morning. Let's talk about playing from wet lies onto a green, so around the green. First thing to think about, when the ball lands, you might have an element of skidding. So the ball might land and skid through. So there's one little bit of inconsistency that you're not going to be able to judge very easily. That's going to be up to the omens of how it lands and the quality of your strike, what comes off with the strike. Things to think about. Now I've got my 58, my 52 and my chipper. The 58 is the club here that's going to have the bigger variance. It would have the bigger variance in those three clubs in the dry, because what's going to happen is I'm going to hit the ball and I'm going to get a shot where the ball just grips, and then I'm going to get one where the ball slips and grips, and they're the ones with the most spin, and then I'm going to get the ones where the ball just slips up the face, doesn't really grab, and it pops up in the air. Now the trouble with it being wet is it's elevating probably the chances of a few more complete slippers, where the ball just pops up in the air and it comes off way shorter than I want it. So I'm going to hit a 58 here and I'm hoping it's going to work, but I don't know what I'm going to get. So not a bad shot, a little bit too far. It kind of popped a little bit, but not a bad result. Now if I go down to my 52 in the wet, what's going to happen is the variations are going to come down a fraction more, because there's less chance of slipping, because we're turning into more of a rebound kind of strike. If you imagine I put my driver or my putter down here, you're going to get a consistent launch and spin as long as you strike it in the same place each time, nearly every shot. So the 52 is giving me that little bit more consistency in how that ball's going to perform off my face. Now I know it might skid a little bit when it lands, so I'm going to work that in. And then last off, if I've got green to work with, which I have here, I'm going to use my chipper. This club is spinning kind of 1000 revs kind of option, compared to up to over 2000 with those. This one, I'm going to get the same results off the face in a much tighter tolerance than I will with the 58. When it's wet, when it's a bit dewy or it's raining, working a little bit of skid when it lands, and also working the fact that if you have more of an oblique hit, so a more lofted strike, you can have bigger variation. Clubs that really try to work on this, you'll hear Ping talking about their grooves and what they do on the face to try and retain spin in the wet. They're great at doing what they do, it works, but they are only retaining some spin. They're still going to have drop-offs, just a lot less than maybe some other manufacturers. Let me know if this helps. If you want more great golf tips for free, make sure you check out the Golf Academy here at the Golf Shop Online, link down in the description.